Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Parasha Pointers, where we delve into the weekly Parasha to look for insights of how we could raise our children, raise ourselves, raise our Talmidim, our students, Bezat Hashem. In this week's Parasha, we all know about the great rebellion of Kora'h and 250 of his followers who went after and attacked the very leadership of Moshe and Aharon that was given by Hashem himself. What is the response that Moshe Rabbeinu has to that rebellion? Is he goes and he tries to make peace with Datan va'Aviram. The pasuk says, "Vayishlach Moshe likro leDatan va'Aviram," and Rashi explains that Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to try to seek out peace with Datan va'Aviram, to conciliate them with peaceful words. But they didn't want to come. They said, Lo nale, no, we're not interested. I think it's amazing to realize over here the humility of Moshe Rabbeinu. You have these people that are actually rebelling against him, yet he goes to try to make peace with them. Tremendous humility, as we know, Moshe Rabbeinu. But more than that, and there's another point here that's such a vital point that we need to learn from, is that Moshe Rabbeinu did not take it personally. If he would take it personally and say, how could he do that to me? It's disgusting. Then he would never have acted in the right way to try to guide his people. He understood that as a leader, his job is to guide and to teach his people, his flock. And if he's going to get emotional, and if he's going to take things personally, then how will he ever get to the point where he'll be able to think logically, how could I guide these people to be good? As parents, a lot of times we get hurt or insulted by our children. We can't believe it. How'd you do that? I'll give you a couple of examples. One example is you're waiting up late at night. You know, we don't go to sleep as parents until our children are home, and you have a boy, 19, 20, 21, whatever it is, and he goes out, he goes with his friends. He's not home yet. You call him, the phone's dead. Doesn't call, doesn't let you know. It's now 1 o'clock, 1:30, you're exhausted, you're agitated. Finally, he comes home. He says, how could you do this to me? You know how tired I am, how hard I work to support the family. You can't even give me a phone call to let me know you're running late. I'm not talking to you. And the parent gets emotionally involved, and they're hurt. If we would realize he's not doing anything against us, he's going to have a good time with his friends. Now there has to be consequences, and he might have to be punished, and everything may have to happen. But it doesn't have to be emotional. It should be logical, thought out, strategic. I'll give you another example. You tell the kids, please clean up after yourselves, especially the mothers. Clean up after yourselves. You have breakfast, put away the milk, put away the cream cheese, put away the things. What are you doing, please? And now the next day, they go and they eat their breakfast. You come down, you see everything out. Cream cheese, knives, butter, milk. Forget about it. It was a mess. And you're so hurt. I'm a housekeeper, that's what I am. You don't have any respect, nothing. Now the truth of the matter is, they need to be taught, you're for sure. And you call them back in, and you say, excuse me, you got to clean. I don't care what you're doing. What do you mean, my friends are leaving now, they're going on their bikes, I'm going to miss my friends, I'm not going to... Sorry, honey. Sorry. You got to be strong, and you got to teach them. But you don't get hurt and personally hurt. Because it's not personal. They're just not thinking, and they need guidance. So now, you call them back in, say, you got it? No. And they get angry and say, you hate me. That's the line that they use all the time. You hate me. You don't want me to go with my friends because I want clean. So I once spoke to Rabbi David Katzenstein. He told me a great line to answer with a smile. Good try, but I love you anyway. Don't give in to that. Don't stoop down to the level of the child. That's not how it should be. I once got a very, 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 very important piece of advice from a rabbi. He told me, look at yourself as a coach. Sometimes a coach has to be very tough. Sometimes a coach has to really teach things in a very serious way. But you're a coach. That's what you are. You teach. That's what you do. The Gemara in Berachot teaches us a gentle response allays anger. It's found in Masechet Berachot on Daf Yud Zayin. If you want to calm somebody down, gentle. Don't ever get in a screaming match. That's not how you teach your children. You teach your children by being the example of How do I teach you? How do I tell you the right way? I love you, but you have to pay the consequences. I'm sorry. That's how you act with your children. I remember an amazing, amazing story that I once heard. It's a pretty extreme example, but it really brings home the point. That a Rabbi, he was an 8th grade rabbi in a yeshiva. And every day he would move in, he would come into the class, and there was one boy who refused to stand up. And it was the rule of the school, as it should be, that every student stands up for the rabbi as he walks into the class, and this boy wouldn't do it. The rabbi didn't respond. At the end of the class, he went to the boy quietly and said, listen, the only proper that, there's a rule in the school that when I walk into the room that you stand up, please next time stand up. And the boy did not listen. This went on for a month. For a month, the rabbi waited, and he told him after class. One day, finally, the boy, he got up, and he did the right thing. He did the right thing. And the boy said to the rabbi, thank you so much for your patience. I was so angry. I had a problem happening with my father. And I was just so angry in the house, and I was taking it out. But thank you for waiting for me, Rabbi. And he became so close with his rabbi forever. What strikes me about that story is the rabbi understood patience. It's not about me. He's not insulting me as a rabbi. There's something else going on. So he waited and he was patient. We should all have the understanding to know that it's not about us. We have to guide our children. We have to do what's right for our children. And Be'ezrat Hashem, if we realize that the only thing that should guide us is their development, we won't take it personally, and we'll see perot, beautiful children that we could be proud of. Amen.